Now, I'll be showing you today something very important when using Camtasia to edit your videos. Okay. Now, what I'll be showing you today, we are going to talk on the libraries and the annotation of this software. Now, if you go to libraries, we have several libraries that you can use to add some effects or other tools. We call them icons. We have intros, we have music tracks, we have motion backgrounds, we have outros. Now if you want to add some other effects on your website, sorry to say, your video work, this is where you add it from. So Camtasia has a very necessary tool here that you need to use. So it's called the libraries. Now we have icons here, and these icons is categorized into buildings, business, education, insurance, interface, people, social media. Now if you click on buildings, icons that is related to buildings is going to come up here. We have apartments, bus stops, houses, and so many of them here. Now we have for businesses, okay, and when you click on business, it's going to pop up. So tools or icons that concerns business, you can bring them and drag it to your timeline here, okay. And when you click on here, you can begin to work on your work, right? So you can reduce the size of this, okay. So this is where to get icons from. We also have for education, insurance, and thereabout. You also have the intros. This is the introduction of your videos content. How do you want to introduce it? Let's take, for example, that you drag this and put it down here. Now, when you put it there, you'll notice we call this the line wipe. Now, if you drag it down here, this is the intro of your video where you can rename this. You can click on this and then you add a title to it. You add the subtitle. At the property panel here, you see some options called the title, the subtitle, and then the subtitle too. Now you can change this to whatsoever you want to change to. For example, I want to change this to a company name. Let's say, okay, text skill up. All right, text skill up. Right, notice that it's going to change. Now, if you start playing back the video, you notice what is going to happen. So this is the introduction of your video, and you find this at the library. Now, you can download more libraries from the official website of Camtasia. That is the TextMate. All you have to do is to come to the libraries, click on this, then go to download more assets. It's going to take you to the official website, which we checked earlier, where you can download more assets. All right, you download more icons or tools on your website. Okay, and coming over to our software, we also have other tools here at the library. We have the lower text. Let's take, for example, the lower text. You want to add the lower text, just click on one of them here and then you bring it down here. And when you move over your pointer here, all right, and then you start playing, you notice we have our lower text here. All right, so these are lower text and it's playing right here. Now if you're not seeing what you are doing, all you have to, you may have to drag that up here. All right, you may have to drag it up here, and then you may also have to reduce the size of your lower text. Remember, while this is zooming to this extent, is because of the project settings that we apply to our canvas. So we move it down here. Now, once this is selected, this is called the lower text, right? So once this is selected, you notice that at the property side, is going to be activated where you see the title. So you can rename this. Let's say, for example, your name. You can put your name here. Then below here, you can add your maybe as an instructor of the course you are publishing, or whatsoever you are, the CEO. You can put it down here. Let's say, for example, I want to put my name here. All right. Then at the subtitle, I want to include instructor. Now, when I'm done, you notice that the effect has been applied to it. When you click on play, you notice what is actually going on here. All right. So that is it on the for the libraries. We also have for annotations. Now in annotations, we have several features here. We have some call outs. Then we have arrows and lines if you want to use for tutorials. Then we have shapes. We also have this blur and highlight. For example, you want to highlight an element in your video, you can choose the highlighter option here. Then you place it on your video. Maybe you want to highlight this place now, you can highlight it to tell your students or your viewers the particular region you are discussing about. So you can place the highlight here. You also have the blur tool. If you are screen recording your system and you are teaching some persons, or you are trying to log into a website and you don't want people to see your password or your username or your email address, you can use the blur tool here and then place it at where you want it to blur out. So you can blur out this, and immediately you place that there, you notice that there's going to be a property panel towards your right where you can adjust the property. So this is going to tell you the intensity of the blur effect. Now you can reduce the intensity, you can increase the intensity. Okay, so we have at the annotation, we also have some other tools here. The sketch, can bring in your sketch tool here. You can sketch, and also you can add some keystroke callout. Now this keystroke callout, if you are working on your keyboard, let's say you are teaching someone programming and you want to apply, let's say, a control and A, or control Z, or control delete. Now for you to do that, when you click on this, then if you want to change the control, this control plus A, just go over to the property panel, click on it and hold your control, and then maybe any of the keys here, control R, right, is going to come up here. So you duplicate this and place it wherever you want to teach people what you're actually doing. All right, most times when you are working on your keyboard, the viewers or your students are not actually following what you are doing. So you have to use this keystroke call out, place your control R key, and then or your alternate F, or anything you are doing, shift F, shift Q, shift E. All right, control D, alternate G, or alternate control delete. So anything you are doing here and you are using your keyboard, all those functions you are putting up, use this keystroke call out, and you get what you want. So that is it on the libraries and the annotation features of our Camtasia software. So thank you so much for joining me once again.